What do you want people to get out of this book? What do you want them to know about you?
I want them to know the truth. I love truth.
The secrets that Hollywood has kept hidden for decades are slowly coming to light. And recently, legendary actress and singer Barbra Streisand revealed some harsh truths that Hollywood wouldn't want anyone to know. So, what exactly did she say?
That's what happens when you have a long career. It doesn't get easier.
Barbra Streisand recently shed light on the often tightly controlled lives of female celebrities within the entertainment industry. She drew a poignant parallel with her friend and legendary singer Judy Garland, who tragically endured a harrowing fate at the hands of Hollywood's ruthless executives.
I was noticing her fragility, and she held my hand through our duet. I wondered why she was nervous.
In an excerpt via People magazine, Streisand wrote, "Judy and I became friends. We spoke on the phone, and she came to one of the rare parties I gave at my New York apartment. 4 in 35 years. I think she arrived late. And I remember her saying something I never quite understood. Don't let them do to you what they did to me. I should have asked her what she meant, but I didn't want to appear too nosy." You see, Judy Garland's life was controlled by the industry executives. In fact, in the 2017 memoir about the late actress Judy and I, My Life with Judy Garland, her ex-husband Sid Luft detailed the pressure Garland faced to maintain a certain weight and appearance, including studio executives telling her she had to watch her figure. Luft, who died before the book was published, said the Wizard of Oz star used substance to cope. Anyway, Streisand also looked back at her early career in the industry, her friendship with Judy, and all the challenges it faced. She said, "People were looking for some sort of rivalry between us, and when they couldn't find anything, they made it up. I found Judy to be completely generous. We sang a medley of songs, taking turns, and she wasn't just focused on herself. She watched me and responded to me. She would reach out and brush back a strand of my hair like a mother." And Judy's own daughter, Liza Minnelli, says that her mother's first reaction on hearing me sing was to say, "I'm never going to open my mouth again." She was like that, very self-deprecating and deeply vulnerable. Streisand then spoke on Garland's demise, saying, 6 years after we did The Judy Garland Show, she was dead at the age of 47. What a tragedy and such a loss. She was an extraordinary talent. The story of Judy Garland, the legendary American actress and singer, is a tragic one. In 1935, when Judy Garland entered into her initial contract with MGM, she was just 13 years old. The studio insisted that she retain a youthful appearance for as long as possible, which meant she had to undergo a continuous diet regimen and have her chest bound to maintain a less mature look. What's particularly troubling about this situation is that Judy's mother appeared to be complicit in allowing these Hollywood executives to subject her daughter to such treatment, including starvation and physical constraints. It's difficult to fathom the psychological toll this must have taken on her mental health. Furthermore, there was a disconcerting studio executive at MGM by the name of Louis Mayer who unquestionably exploited Judy. As the prominent figure at MGM, he went so far as to nickname Judy his little hunchback. What is particularly disturbing about this man is that he manipulated Judy into believing that such treatment was ordinary. He would compliment her by saying, "Your singing comes from the heart. It's truly beautiful." And then he would engage in inappropriate physical contact, squeezing and touching her left chest region where her heart was located, which was deeply inappropriate and offensive. "Keep in mind this is a 13-year-old. I often thought I was lucky," Judy observed later on, "that I didn't sing with another part of my anatomy." That scenario, a compliment followed by a grope, was repeated many times until, grown up at last, Judy put a stop to it. "Mr. Mayer, don't you ever do that again." She finally had the courage to say, "I just will not stand for it." However, the exec often played the gaslighting game expertly, acting as if her accusations were ludicrous. With a sly smile, he'd quip, "Wait, what are you talking about? I'm like a father figure to you." It's worth noting that Judy had already lost her real father, so now she had this studio head who was crossing boundaries. And when she dared to speak up, he smoothly deflected by playing the father figure card. Quite the scandalous manipulation, wouldn't you say? Anyway, now Judy was not only being harassed, but also getting underpaid.
Made The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland was paid $500 a week. The only named player paid less, the Cairn Terrier who played Toto. He got $125.
Judy was quite the petite starlet, standing at a mere 4'11" inches. Her naturally delicate frame was subjected to even more dieting and substances that took her to the extreme. According to one of Judy's ex-husbands, she practically lived on Benzedrine and strict diets throughout her adolescence and adult life. He spilled the beans, saying, "Unlike other actresses, Judy couldn't hide any extra weight, especially with all that dancing and revealing costumes. At just 4'11", even being underweight could make her look out of proportion on the screen." But here's where it gets insane. MGM had a ruthless grip on Judy's eating habits. Imagine this, they actually hired people to snatch food right out of her hands. That's right, she wasn't allowed to eat what she wanted. Instead, they handed her black coffee and up to 80 cigarettes a day to curb her appetite. And that's not all. Judy was also on a cocktail of substances, which is still mind-boggling. They had a doctor on the payroll who would prescribe her sedatives, amphetamines, and various other mind-altering substances to control her and keep her from indulging in food. Shockingly, she was just 18 at the time, and all of these substances basically paved the way for her substance addiction.
Wake her up, because they'd given her a pill to sleep. Now they had to give her a pill so she'd be, not groggy in the morning on the set.
They didn't mean to addict her. They were trying to get a picture finished.
What's even worse was that young Judy wanted to stop the medication, but she knew the executives would never allow her.
She did complain to me once that she would love to stop it all, but she doesn't know how. She says, "You can't go tell Mr. Mayor, you won't do it." What it meant, she knew there was no way that she could turn and, refuse this medication.
All of this recurring substance use, coupled with her extreme diet, had a devastating impact on Judy. She started to become excessively thin, experiencing hair loss, and there seemed to be no way for her to seek help. Her weight dropped precipitously, her hair was falling out, and the studio recommended a doctor who resorted to administering shock treatments. By the late 1960s, Garland's addictions and emotional issues were draining not only her health, but her finances as well. Ultimately, Judy was found dead by her husband Mickey Deans in their Belgravia home on June 22, 1969. He broke into a locked bathroom door and discovered Garland slumped on the toilet with her hands still holding up her head. The Scotland Yard autopsy recorded that Judy Garland's cause of death was barbiturate poisoning, quinabarbatone, incautious self-overdosage. Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli, had a different perspective. She felt that her mother died more from exhaustion than anything else. Though Judy Garland died when she was only 47, she was exhausted from a long career in front of people, always feeling like she was never good enough. "She let her guard down," Minnelli said in 1972. "She didn't die from an overdose. I think she just got tired. She lived like a taut wire. I don't think she ever looked for real happiness, because she always thought happiness would mean the end." Now, word on the street is that Judy's experiences might have been the actual reason why Barbra decided to leave the stage life for close to 3 decades. For context, in 2014, Streisand opened up about her 27-year absence from the stage, confessing she shied away from the concert spotlight after becoming the target of a cultural backlash following her interracial kiss with Egyptian actor Omar Sharif in Funny Girl. The evergreen hitmaker famously forgot the lyrics to a number of songs during her big show in New York Central Park in 1966, prompting her to take an extended hiatus from live public performances until announcing plans for her comeback in 1994. She has now blamed the embarrassing show mishap on the pressures of international fame and her concerns for her own safety after the fallout from the release of a publicity photo for Funny Girl, which featured the Jewish star locking lips with Sharif, as tensions heightened between Israel and its neighboring Islamic states in the lead up to 1967's Six-Day War. Her fears were compounded by the fact that New York Police Department bosses had to pull the majority of cops serving as security at the gig at the last minute due to a state visit by Soviet Union politician Alexei Kosygin. She explains, "I was doing a concert in Central Park in front of a 150,000 people sitting on the grass. I was making Funny Girl at the time, and it was during a war, and Omar Sharif's movies were banned because he was kissing me. So I was scared. Then we were supposed to have 300 guys, police officers at the concert, and some big Russian guy. Kosygin, I think, came to town, and they took 270 cops away, so we had 30 cops, and it was scary. Put it that way. So I forgot words to 3 of my songs, and I wasn't cute about it. I was not charming. I totally spaced out. It's show business. Aren't you supposed to be cute and hum? Nothing. And so I didn't sing again for 27 years. Aside from this, in her new memoir, Streisand also revealed the sexism and abuse she experienced in Hollywood. Streisand, now 81 years old, recounted a particularly distressing incident involving Sidney Chaplin, the son of the legendary Charlie Chaplin, during their joint performance in the Broadway production of Funny Girl in the 1960s. With palpable unease, Streisand revealed that Chaplin developed an infatuation with her, an unusual situation that quickly escalated into an uncomfortable ordeal. When she firmly rejected his advances, Chaplin's response was unexpectedly cruel. "I don't even like to talk about it," Streisand confessed to the BBC. "It's just a person who had a crush on me," which was unusual. "And when I said to him, 'I don't want to be involved with you,' he turned on me in such a way that was very cruel." The distressing incident with Chaplin deeply affected Streisand's ability to perform live. As she shared with the BBC, Chaplin's hurtful actions contributed significantly to her stage fright, a crippling fear that prevented her from performing in concerts for nearly 3 decades. The emotional scars left by this encounter were enduring, casting a shadow over her live performances and leading her to avoid the stage, an essential platform for any artist. However, Chaplin was not the sole male collaborator who proved to be problematic in Streisand's career journey. She recounted other troubling experiences, including encounters with renowned figures like Walter Matthau and Frank Pearson. Matthau, while working together on the set of Hello, Dolly, subjected Streisand to humiliating taunts, screaming, "I have more talent in my farts than you have in your whole body." Pearson, who directed the 1976 version of A Star is Born, openly disparaged Streisand, branding her a control freak who incessantly demanded more close-ups, undermining her creative input and professionalism. Streisand's memoir further delves into the fascination she elicited from various men, highlighting her magnetic allure. Notable figures like Omar Sharif and Marlon Brando were captivated by her charm. Sharif, in particular, expressed his infatuation through long, passionate letters, imploring her to leave her husband. Brando made a bold introduction, kissing the back of her neck and stating, "You can't have a back like that and not have it kissed." These encounters underscored Streisand's undeniable appeal and the challenges of navigating relationships under the scrutiny of fame. In many ways, the struggles confronted by Judy and Barbra in the realm of Hollywood are distinct yet eerily parallel. Both found themselves ensnared in a callous industry driven solely by profit, with little concern for their personal welfare, a harsh reality that continues to haunt many celebrities even in today's landscape. Barbra's narrative stands as a testament to her unwavering fortitude and resilience, prevailing in an era when the challenges faced by women in Hollywood were daunting, to say the least. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.